For years, I believed I was just an ordinary person, someone who worked, studied, and followed the same daily routine without much excitement. My life felt predictable. Wake up, go to work, return home, scroll through social media, and sleep. Deep down, though, I sensed something missing, a quiet voice inside asking, what else could you do if you tried? It all began one Saturday afternoon when a friend invited me to a local community workshop. It's a hobby fair, she said. People share what they love: painting, gardening, music, coding, baking, you name it. I went mostly out of curiosity, not expecting anything special. But that day changed my perspective completely. The fair was lively and colorful. Tables were filled with handmade crafts, instruments, and even 3D printed models. There were people of all ages: children learning origami, seniors knitting scarves, teenagers performing short songs. The air buzzed with creativity and joy. I wandered around until I found a small booth with a sign that read, "Discover your talent. Try something new." A friendly woman smiled at me. "Would you like to join our quick activity?" she asked. On the table lay several objects: brushes, notebooks, clay, and a small keyboard. I hesitated but finally picked up a brush. "I'll try painting," I said shyly. She handed me a canvas with soft blue paint. "Just express how you feel," she encouraged. "No rules." At first, I had no idea what to do. My hands trembled and my strokes were uneven. But as the colors began to mix, I started to relax. My mind quieted, and something within me woke up a gentle sense of focus and flow. When I finished, the woman smiled. "You have a natural eye for color," she said. That single moment sparked something in me. For the first time in years, I felt alive. Over the next few weeks, I began exploring other hobbies. I joined a beginner's painting class where I learned techniques like shading and blending. Then I tried photography, capturing small details of everyday life: sunlight through leaves, reflections in puddles, smiles on strangers' faces. Each photo felt like a new language, one that didn't need words. Soon, my weekends became adventures of discovery. I learned to play simple melodies on the piano, experimented with cooking new dishes, and even tried gardening. Every hobby taught me patience, creativity, and joy. I realized that hobbies are not just pastimes. They are mirrors reflecting our hidden sides. One day, my art teacher announced a local exhibition. "Anyone can submit their work," she said. My heart raced. Should I? I wasn't confident enough, but something inside whispered, "Why not?" I submitted a small painting, a sunset over mountains, the first piece I had ever truly loved. On the day of the exhibition, I stood in a corner, watching visitors walk past. A young girl stopped in front of my painting. "It looks peaceful," she said softly. Her words filled me with warmth. That was when I realized talent isn't about perfection or fame. It's about expression. A few months later, I began teaching art to children at a local center. They were full of curiosity, painting dragons, stars, and worlds of their own imagination. One student asked, "How did you become an artist?" I smiled and replied, "By trying something new." Through hobbies, I discovered not just skills, but myself. I learned that hidden talents are like seeds. They only grow when you give them time, care, and curiosity. Many people say, "I'm not creative," but that's rarely true. Creativity is not about painting masterpieces or composing music. It's about exploring freely without fear of mistakes. One of the most valuable lessons I learned was that every hobby connects us to others. At the workshop, I met people who taught me pottery, music, and even chess. Each person had their own story, how they started, what they loved, and how their hobby changed them. A retired engineer told me he found peace in gardening. A student said writing poems helped her manage stress. A musician explained that playing guitar gave him confidence to speak in public. It made me realize that hobbies are powerful tools for emotional growth. They teach discipline, creativity, and self-awareness, all while bringing joy. In a world that often feels rushed and competitive, hobbies remind us to slow down and simply enjoy being alive. Sometimes your hidden talent isn't something extraordinary. It could be baking bread that makes your family smile, writing stories that inspire others, or taking photos that freeze beautiful moments in time. The key is to try to explore without fear of failure. Now, I have a small corner in my apartment filled with art supplies and photographs from my adventures. Every time I look at them, I remember how far I've come. Not because I became a professional, but because I became more myself. If you've ever thought, "I don't have a talent," think again. Your hidden abilities are waiting to be found in your curiosity, in your patience, in your willingness to try something new. Sometimes, all it takes is one brushstroke, one note, one seed planted in the soil to discover a part of you that has been silent all along. And once you find that spark, you realize something beautiful. Life isn't about being the best, it's about being you.